Alright, so this is Willie from Bay State Skate, and I'm here to teach you how to Heelside 180. I got an Earthwing Supermodel 38 with 50 cals, purple funk, because those are the coolest, and Cloud Ride Ozones, random bearings. So to start out with Heelside 180s, with most slides, they're basically carving so hard that you lose traction in your wheels, which starts the slide. First things first, we want to get foot placement. So what that's going to look like is something like that. You want your feet as close to the trucks as possible because that's going to give you the most control over them while you're sliding. So your back foot, which is right here, the one I'm wiggling, you want to have about halfway off. And for me, it's right where the grip tape ends. For your front foot, there's I have just a little tiny bit of the heel off. What that's going to do is give me a little bit of leverage for carving, but still control so I can get my setup carve, which we'll talk about next. All right, the setup carve. So basically a setup carve is something that does a couple things at once. One, it gets you nice and ready for the slide, gives you time to put your feet into place. Okay, so after you do your setup carve, which is a nice deep toe side, the next thing you want to do is get into position. So that foot placement we talked about earlier. Ease yourself in, slowly accelerating the carve until you're about full carve. And when your board's about, I'm goofy, so when your board's about here, a little bit past just a straight line, it's kind of diagonal to the road. But what you want to do is you want to lean back even more, get into it's like sitting in a chair almost. So you want to sit in the chair and sit in the back seat. Put one hand out for balance and the other hand out here. And then what you want to do is you want to twist your shoulders, but at the same time you want to turn your hips and put a little bit more weight on the front foot. And what that's going to cause you to do is just swing around in the 180. So yeah, along with everything we just talked about earlier, another thing you want to do is finish the slide. Basically, you want to crouch down in the backseat position I was talking about. Kind of de-weight a little bit, almost like you're still sitting down, but a little bit less and lean back more.
Like a spring.
Like a spring. You spring a little bit, but when you're about this far into the 180 and you're almost complete, you want to stand up tall and then sit down back into the slide to absorb it, and now you're riding switch. I mean, most people think that you need super hard wheels to slide, but that's not exactly true. The harder the wheel is, the less it flexes in the lip, which means a harder breakout, but once you're in the breakout, it's easier to slide across the pavement. I'm riding 83A Cloud Rides, which may seem hard, but they're really, really sugary and buttery and all that good stuff. So now we're going to talk about common mistakes. There's many things that can go wrong while doing the slide. One of the most common, I think, is getting you about to 90 and then just stopping. To fix this, you want to carve more, sit more in the back seat, and just kind of use your hips and your shoulders to turn yourself around. Because you're not going to go anywhere if you just kind of go like that and you don't move your shoulders or anything. Mm-hmm. And then another thing is when you're going too fast and you just put 90% of your weight in your front foot, and it just the board just kind of goes, and my board's gone. But yeah, it just kind of flings out and you die, and that's no fun. So to fix this, you just want to
Nice.
Yeah.
start out with a little bit more weight in the front, and then while you're in the slide, just kind of even out the weight, because that's how you're going to get the smoothest slide. Yeah.
Well, it is a weeping in the morning and a natural thief. It is a weeping in the morning and a natural thief. It is a